Freestyle
Hey.
the news.
One more again. Y'all ready? I lived 4 years in like 12 months. New wave with the same chumps. Motherfuckers out here so loud, try to turn themselves into a lame duck. Every bad comic with the game stuck. 80 podcasts with the same fucks. On the couch telling me about where they oughta want it out here cause they rain suck. Oh! Get them broke. Disappear, you see that lawsuit and you woke. Fucking drones. Where they go? Got you scared like CEOs when they perp rock Mangione. Fuck, got my dance ready and the plan steady. Take the band living to the SCOTUS. Tryna act edgy, looking real messy when the press checking who the POTUS. Looking bad for business like it's Party City or the oldest fucking oversight committee chair you could've picked to keep the gates from spinning open easy just where AOC is sitting. Tell me what the fuck you think this movie getting? All that CGI was never really hitting. Now watch one movie, switch the game up. About to live and learn up how you end up winning in a shadow. Hold up. What the fuck did I say? Justin pushing up his campaign. Everybody out here pissed off at Blake. Now all that is baked, this shit is insane. Shameik, why the fuck is you lame? Why you trying to post on Laura and then just ignore her when she tell you, bitch, I'm engaged? Hold up, everybody out here looking sicker than a bird flu. Superman trailer about to turn the fucking world blue. People telling Trump that everybody gonna serve you. 2 picks later, they're like, they ain't gonna work, dude. Everybody ready, I'm steady to go. Years talking shit up on us with security, don't clear. Bingo crazy while I turn up the volume. Crash out heavy like the Drake with a lawsuit. Been 4 years in like 12 months. New wave with the same chumps. Motherfuckers out here so loud till they turn themselves into a lame duck. Every bad comic with the game stuck. 80 podcasts with the same fucks on the couch telling me about where they oughta want it out here cause they range suck. Get it? It's the last freestyle the news before Christmas in the year. Tell Santa I need a vacation. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching Freestyle the News. If you like what you heard, please charge that like button like you're using all 7 Chaos Emeralds as you jiggle your hand like you're about to roll dice, then you fly into the air and the Chaos Emeralds turn you super, and then you go and you fight this giant lizard who is the prototype of the ultimate life form as you try to fulfill your promise to this blonde girl who you knew a while back, whose cousin apparently is a giant evil scientist who helped you take over this space colony. Doesn't really matter. Then you use your powers for good, but you used to be evil, but you were actually good. You were just being used by evil, so you were a good person. You're basically just Vegeta. Everybody has to sing Live and Learn now. And then leave a comment on your favorite bar. Unrelated, Sonic 3 was really good. Listen, Sonic Adventure 2, Dreamcast, not Battle, don't at me. Sonic Adventure 2 was a seminal experience for me growing up. On the Dreamcast, the controls were perfect. The game was fast and fun. It had this huge scope. It was like playing an action movie, but just with a terrible camera that would kill you half the time. But man, this movie is not gonna be spoiled, but yeah, you'll be happy if you're a Sonic fan. Keanu Reeves is so fucking good in This Is Shadow, and I can't express how every time he reads a line, it really just hits you. He had so much weight. And yeah, of course, this is a kid's movie technically, but there are so many moments that feel like they split the difference so well. The action scenes are amazing. Jim Carrey, everybody's talked about Jim Carrey, he's hilarious. But again, the movie has that stealth heart to it, and it's just a lot of fun. And very quickly, I have to say before we get into the breakdown, comparing this to the other movie that came out this weekend, could we talk about Mufasa for a second? The other big CGI movie that came out this weekend with hyper-realistic animals. Look, if you look at how the whole Sonic movie franchise thing went with the terrible design of human teeth and weird knees, this huge disservice to this beloved, really expressive video game character, you can kind of see the big issue with Mufasa here. Because Sega heard all of that criticism from a bazillion people and they said, no, you're right, this is bad. Instead of treating games like an afterthought, let's celebrate them. Let's make him cartoony and not like a realistic hedgehog. Let's have fun with the character. Let's give him attitude. Let's make him joke. Let's make him cartoony and make the humor more like a surreal, fun experience. And 3 movies in, they only keep getting fucking better and better and better. Meanwhile, Disney made the hyper-realistic Lion King and was super criticized for making a very lifeless version of this beloved animated classic with expressive characters and beautiful, grandiose story. And they're like, you know what? Let's do it again, but this time we're gonna make it something everybody loves. A prequel. Anyway, Sonic 3 is on track to make 75 million plus on holiday opening weekend, a record for the franchise. Also, a 4th movie has been greenlit, and Mufasa is gonna bomb at 35 million. And I have been playing Live and Learn non-stop. Why? No reason. Go see Sonic 3. But anyway, enough of that. It's the last Freestyle the News of 2024. I'm sorry, I gotta rest. I'll come back if we need to, and we do have a couple other videos going up on the channel before the new year. And real quickly, I don't know if you've noticed this little thing on my desk the last few episodes. This is Magic Mind. It's a nootropic supplement I kind of take instead of, you know, like pre-workout a lot of the time. My manager turned me onto it. I liked it. I've been taking it for a few months now, and they ended up being one of the sponsors of today's show. So yeah, Magic Mind is an amazing tool for focus. It's got a bunch of clean ingredients like ashwagandha and matcha green tea. You get 100% of your vitamin A and D, and also it's not meant to be a replacement to your daily routine. I mean, like if you drink coffee in the morning, I love coffee, you can take this in addition to your coffee. And I know it looks like a little green shot, and at first I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not, but it tastes just like orange juice. So it's been a fun thing to add to my daily routine. I had my girlfriend take a shot with me every so often, and I'll be very honest, I felt a lot more relaxed, a lot more keyed in when I'm working on stuff, less antsy and anxious. It's been a really, really great start to my day. And listen, if you do want to try it out, you can go to magicmind.com/Zed, enter in the code Zed, and you can get 20% off a one-time purchase or 48% off for a subscription. 48% off? Wow, that's almost as much as my bank account looks after I've spent all my money on holiday shit. But really, I enjoy it. It's helped out a lot with my ADHD. You can take it over ice, mix it with oat milk. It's very versatile. It's absolutely worth it. So if you want to focus better, if you want to support our cool rap show, go to magicmind.com/Zed, enter in the code Zed, get 20% off or 48% off a subscription, and get some peace of mind. All right, anyway, very quickly, let's start with Donald Trump's wake-up call. What the fuck did I say? Huh? What did I say? In a shock to everybody telling me that dissent was impossible and that Republicans were just going to be the Dalek hive mind, Donald Trump's saga with the House spending bill and the looming government shutdown that got averted have finally made the media start to realize the emperor is so fucking naked right now. So let's start at the beginning. The House was mulling over a spending bill to keep the government funded, or else we were going to get thrown into a government shutdown over the weekend. Like a day ago. There's still a lot of government work that needs to be done before January 20th, and negotiations were intense on this thing. But on December 17th, the House announced that they had reached a bipartisan agreement on a spending bill that would keep the government funded and avert a shutdown on December 20th. In the bill were things like $100 billion for disaster relief, $10 billion for farm aid, infrastructure projects like the Francis Scott Key Bridge, legislation requiring pharmacy benefit managers to pass 100% of rebates to sponsors of prescription drugs so the price of drugs actually would go down. Also in the bill was a 3.8% pay bump for members of Congress, which received immediate and immense backlash, also bipartisan. Now, this bill was required, like I said, to avert a shutdown. The Congress was able to do it by December 17th. But Donald Trump and co-president Elon Musk, who hang around each other like the fucking Tagoro brothers, decided it's go time. Because Trump and Musk weren't happy and issued multiple statements opposing the bill, trying to thumb the scale and kill it almost instantly. And look, I don't want to just demonize everything here. The bill did generate a lot of controversy because of that pay bump. Elon himself posted on X saying something akin to, "Have you ever seen a bigger piece of pork?" attacking the spending in the bill, but also threatening anybody who voted for it with an opposition fundraising campaign. Like a good Koch brother, Elon is there. And look, I'm in general agreement about the Congress pay raise being a little bit ridiculous. I mean, for what? So you can just campaign on the floor during gridlock and do nothing? But also, I don't think that that's really why the dude wanted it to fail. Because after the bill did fail from Trump's influence, Elon shortly after posted that no legislation should be passed between now and when Trump gets into office. Like a spoiled child throwing a tantrum, which he always does at all of his companies. And when the Republicans came back with a Trump-approved spending bill, with the help of Donald Trump, the Republicans were able to fail harder than last time. Yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? How? How do you fumble this badly with the deadline approaching while Pizza the Hut and Temu Justin Hammer, notice I didn't say Tony Stark, it's Justin Hammer because none of his shit works, just try to play culture war? And all of this culminated today with hours before the deadline, Mike Johnson, against Trump's wishes, pushed through a bipartisan spending bill, splitting it in half from the rest of it, getting the resolution through the House, which then passed the Senate and averted the shutdown after Biden signed it. And the lesson we can take from all of this clusterfuck should be the same, and I don't mean this in any egotistical way, but what did I fucking say? If it hurts the Republican brand and priorities, Congress and other Republican affiliates will break with Donald Trump. And this sycophantic little bitch here is not gonna last 4 years. Like, I would be flabbergasted if dude stuck it out. And if he somehow does, it's just gonna be like a divorced couple who won't shut the fuck up about how much they hate each other but stay together anyway. I'm not talking about Melania, but I mean, I guess the same. And by the way, this is the House now in 2024. The Democrats actually gained 2 seats in the House for 2025. So the margin for Republicans is slimmer than it is now. Look, I'm not the Young Turks. I'm not gonna hedge with MAGA, but I'm also not gonna actively try to root against people and play teams. In the parallel universe where Donald Trump had his shit together and tried to be a less polemic person and did things that were broadly popular for everybody instead of selfishly duplicitous and shitty, I would be glad, because I'm not here to play polarization and party politics. I want good things to happen, but that is not the universe I am in. And in the universe I am in, the message is clear. The Trump bump only goes so far. Now, every decision is not gonna lose out like this one did. But if you wanna put checks on the power a president has, it's letting him know he doesn't just get to have his way all the fucking time. There have been umpteenth presidents who've said, I have a mandate, and then found out, oh, do you have a mandate? Do you really have a fucking mandate, bro? Also, in addition, because of the way the spending bill was passed and because of the deadline they have, Trump's first 100 days now have a massive challenge in March where they gotta pass another spending bill. If Kamala Harris would have won, it would have still been a huge breakneck challenge for that first 100 days, and now Trump is saddled with it. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see further developments. There's enough evidence now to show that it's not nothing, all right? Peter Hegseth having trouble, Matt Gaetz having trouble, and now the spending bill, it's on the table. Let me know what you think in the comments. And let's move on to Shameik Moore and Laura Harrier. The biggest L of 2024. Somehow bigger than Drake. I'm not even joking. If you don't know who Shameik Moore is, Spider-Verse, Miles Morales. He was also the star of Dope, an incredible indie movie that came out a few years ago. Regardless of the story, I really do think you should watch it. There's a lot of really great, talented people in that movie, and it has a really amazing kind of feel to it. Now, Shameik has had a weird 4 to 8 years of stardom, having some of the biggest highs with the Spider-Verse movies, which are objectively some of the greatest animated films of all time, and then also having weird tweets about Rosa Parks in 2020 during the George Floyd protests. And in general, Shameik has kind of had just this weird energy around his co-stars. Now, I don't want to get it twisted. It's not like Chris D'Elia or fucking Justin Roiland, all right? It's not like that. But it always seemed like Shameik was just very socially awkward and had a crush. He wasn't like a lady kind of guy, but he just seemed a little bit awkward. And again, I'm not trying to downplay anything or excuse bad behavior in any way. There's no evidence that Shameik ever made these people on set feel uncomfortable in interviews, but they've generally been kind to him, and he seems to have good relationships with most of them. But again, some of his tweets have been kind of weird, cryptic subtweets, and a lot of people read into those. That situation is a good preface for what happened between Shameik and Laura Harrier on Friday. If you don't know who Laura Harrier is, she's the actress model from BlacKkKlansman. She also played Liz in Spider-Man Homecoming, and she posted this on her TikTok.
Oh, I never talk on this thing, and I don't think I've ever actually spoken to camera on this app. I keep seeing all these videos that I'm being tagged in with another actor. It's really annoying me because I'm literally engaged. When he first posted that video, a friend sent it to me and was like, did you know that he put this up? And I was like, no, because that was taken a year ago at a party. So I texted him, we're not close, I know him just from around. And I texted him, hey, can you take this down? I'm not sure why you would post that. Also, I'm literally getting married and I don't like this insinuation that there's something going on between us, if that was your intention. And it's still up, which is fucking weird. You're a fucking weirdo. I'm sorry, you're a fucking weirdo. and I'm fucking annoyed. I just wanted to say something because I don't like that. I don't like that. And my publicist is probably gonna get mad at me because I probably just shouldn't even be talking about this and just let it go. But that's something that's important to me, and I don't like my marriage being disrespected. I don't like feeling disrespected myself when I ask somebody to take something down that you're using my image to get attention with and not doing it. So yeah, it's weird.
What the fuck? Shameik. Dude, okay. First off, obviously not chill. When you're posting other people on your social, especially women, it is important to clarify or at least make sure there aren't any crossed wires. And also, before I get into it any further, Shameik ended up responding.
This is all a misunderstanding. Unfortunately, it's public. You know, it's really the fan fiction, man. It's the commentary. It's that's what's fucking weird, you know. But I mean no harm. I have no ill intent. You know, it's about art for me. You know, the video had the aesthetic of the song. You know, that's it. Wasn't insinuating no relationship. You know. You know, I apologize for the misunderstanding.
Okay, now Shameik ended up taking that down right after he posted it. And let's just give him the benefit of the doubt, all right? Okay? Crossed wires, he just did it for the art or whatever. Here's the thing, though. She fucking doesn't want to be in it. Doesn't matter if the song matches. She told you she is uncomfortable, and she has told you this a while ago through text, so it should have been taken down. Listen, I can see the world in which Shameik is socially awkward in not just situations involving women, but just in general, and him wanting to be true to his art leads to people misunderstanding his intentions. I can see a world in which that works. But even if we're in that world, it's still crossing an enormous boundary when a woman who is getting married tells you this is not okay to post, take it down, but you do it anyway because it fits the song. To the point where she goes against her PR company and calls you out because she's upset about how you're using her image, her relationship is getting strained from your post, and her privacy is being violated. Even if you're doing it for artistic purposes, dude, she's not like a fucking art piece. Okay, she's not like a canvas. She's a person. And it's fucking weird that that would be left up when she tells you she's uncomfortable with how it looks. And you have to respect those boundaries. If you don't respect them, then it's no longer a misunderstanding. Then it's you 100% being a creep. And I don't want to make this into something it's not. Again, on set, there is currently no evidence or allegations of Shameik Moore exhibiting predatory behavior outside of posting shit like this. But this is still bad. Otherwise, you would still have a Twitter. You're talented enough, bro. Do better. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you believe Shameik or not that it was a misunderstanding, or do you really think that he did cross a boundary? Also, Laura Harrier is mad talented. Please go watch her in BlacKkKlansman. She's amazing in that film. Now, I'm gonna kind of improvise a final story for everybody. I just want to add an addendum because I didn't write this down. The news broke today. Really quickly want to talk about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. If you don't know, I spoke about this a few months ago. Blake Lively was involved in a pretty big controversy for It Ends With Us, her film that she made with Justin Baldoni around the marketing campaign. The film is the adaptation of a book, and it deals a lot with domestic violence. The book itself was controversial when it came out, and the way Blake went about doing things, people were noticing, A, she's not hanging out with the star of the film that much in press tour, and the tone of her marketing seems a little bit off, more jokey and more kind of like fun with a film talking about domestic violence. She would say things like, wear your florals to It Ends With Us, and a lot of people took that in the wrong way. And around this time, interviews with Blake Lively started to show up, trying to paint her as this really mean, catty, out of touch person in Hollywood. She's seen being shitty to this one person in an interview. And at the time when all of this controversy was going on, I said, wait a minute, this really does feel like a backlash campaign. Like, this feels like a manufactured attack campaign that may be going on here trying to exploit things. I was very clear about don't buy into it. Still, a lot of people came into that comment section and were like,
oh, you're just fucking blindly defending Blake Lively, blah, 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 blah.
But I really did feel that there was something insidious going on because it was way too convenient for all of these weird narratives to just suddenly appear and go against a lot of the advocacy and work Blake Lively had done. done over her life regarding domestic violence. And there were also reports from the film set with the cast not bad-mouthing Blake Lively at all, but just saying, oh, it was just kind of a tense, difficult situation. Like it was probably production stress. Well, guess what? What did I fucking say? That's quickly becoming a catchphrase at this point, because this morning or today or some point, Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment as well as a targeted media smear campaign. And there's evidence. There are text upon text upon text of associates of Baldoni talking about smearing Blake Lively and the way they are building a campaign to destroy her reputation. They're in these texts laughing about, oh my God, I can't believe this is working so well. Lively alleges that Baldoni apparently discussed her weight with her personal trainer, pressed her to disclose her religious beliefs, and also talked about his sex life in very inappropriate ways. Lively says that a producer also showed a video to her of his wife naked and giving birth, just randomly. Baldoni and Heath would just go into her trailer without asking permission. Heath is the guy who showed her that video, and she would be like breastfeeding her child. They would just walk the fuck in. They apparently also spoke to her about their pornography addiction and their just sex lives and graphic. There's a lot of shit in here, and there's evidence to back up a large amount of it. Now, Baldoni has denied all of these allegations, but he's been dropped from his management company. And again, there's a lot of evidence, and there's more to talk about this, and I can talk about this ad nauseum, but here's what I do want to say. This should be a wake-up call to be very careful around gossipy news stories like this. There's an appetite specifically now in this anti-incumbent world we're in that really does like to see people be taken down, people who are privileged and out of touch, and that's absolutely respectable. Hey, talk shit to power, am I right? But to that extent, there are a nefarious group of people that make a living spilling out poison on other people's lives just to make a buck. And an even more nefarious group of people who want to destroy other people's lives so they themselves can benefit. And Baldoni, I don't care if you deny it, man, there's evidence, is one of them. Saying that she wants to fix her public image is a fucking wild statement with the amount of text that are in that thread. Also, it was one of the most brazen, ham-fisted backlash campaigns I've ever seen. The fact that the information came out so fucking fast, right, and ignored material context of that interview Lively did. And look, I'm not trying to cape for Blake Lively here, right? I said that I felt that the go wear your florals to it ends with us was out of touch. But I am saying there was more to this story. It felt very manufactured, the way that she was getting a character assassination put on her, and lo and behold, that is what was happening. And the person who people were holding up as this person who really does care about women and who is trying to make who's trying to make the message of the film shine through, that guy was the one perpetrating it, and at times completely violating the boundaries that you should have on a set with a female co-star. And he was in a fucking position of power too. Like all of the worst things. So again, please be very careful about reveling in people's downfalls and having that be a substitute for actual progress, right? Feeding off the misfortune of others isn't the same as activism. And bad faith actors count on you mistaking the two to character assassinate people like this, to get away with bad and predatory behavior, and also, while you're reveling in the downfall of somebody, to rob you fucking blind. Let me know what you think in the comments. And that's it for our show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. As for Griff Watch, we got one of the episodes done, but I started writing another episode about TYT. So we're just trying to figure out release dates for that, and Christmas is coming up. Again, we're adding another show. It's a lot of work, but I'm really, really excited for you to see these episodes. In general, it's been an amazing 2024 for Freestyle the News. Thank you guys so much for watching this show. I never thought it would be this big. I never thought we would have this audience. I was doing it for like 200 people, maybe 100 sometimes before I got into Phil's show, and now I have all of you. So I appreciate y'all. Have a Merry Christmas or a Happy Holidays or whatever offends you the least that will make you feel good about the next week or so. And I'll post a couple videos before the new year and maybe a little bit into it, but I'll see you for the first Freestyle the News of 2025 on January 12th. So anyway, my name is Zaid Tabani. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all soon. Let's go!